fiery horse with the speed of light, a cloud of dust, and a hearty hi-yo Silver, the Lone Ranger. With his faithful Indian companion Tonto, the daring and resourceful masked rider of the plains led the fight for law and order in the early western United States. Nowhere in the pages of history can one find a greater champion of justice. Return with us now to those thrilling days of yesteryear. From out of the past come the thundering hoofbeats of the great horse Silver. The Lone Ranger rides again.
Come on, Silver. Let's go, big fellow. I'm Silver. Hi!
Bart Purvis owned a scrubby little two-room shack and a few head of cattle. Purvis paced the floor of his shack with a worried expression on his face. He stopped and looked out into the darkness, then turned and glared at Marty Maxwell, his only cowhand, whose job was only a cover-up for other activities that occupied most of his time.
For 2 bits, I'd pay you off and send you packing.
Yeah. I reckon you wouldn't do anything like that. I know too much about you.
Oh, No, I didn't mean that, Marty. I'm just worried. I don't see why you can't give me a hand. I've given you a cut of all the profits.
And I gave you a hand, but I don't go for killing. My neck's not handsome, but I don't want it stretched. If you want that girl dry gulched, you do it yourself.
You know blame well I can't do it. I'd be the first one suspected. I've got to have an airtight alibi when that girl gets killed. There's only some way out of this trouble.
You'd better do some thinking. Scar's going to be downright sore when he finds out you lost his cash.
What am I going to tell Scar?
Tell him? Just tell him the truth. You sold the cattle he brought here, got the cash for it, then spent the cash finding out you didn't know very much about playing poker.
Yeah, that's a smart idea. How far do you think I'd get with that?
Not very far.
You know what kind of an outfit Scar Brandon runs. When they bring beef in to sell, they want their cash when it's sold. They'll nail my hide to the wall.
In that case, boss, it looks to me like your only chance is to become owner of the Jackson Ranch.
Yeah, that's the only way. I could tell Scar the truth if I could also tell him I was inheriting the Jackson Ranch, and I'd be able to pay up what I owe him.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, Purvis.
What's that?
If it was me, and there was nothing between me and the Jackson Ranch but a schoolteacher that was coming from the east, you can bet your bottom dollar I'd do something about it.
I gotta do something.
Look here, Purvis. Are you sure you'd be next in line if it wasn't for the girl?
I'm dead sure. Told you I checked on it. Jackson had only 2 relatives in the world. This niece, Abigail, and me. I'm a sort of second cousin. No close kin, but I'm close enough to get all that Jackson left. Now, look here, Marty. If you can arrange to have an accident happen to that girl, I'll pay you right handsome.
As things I draw the line at, Purvis, murder's one of them. How did you get someone else to do your dirty work?
Who?
Well, maybe one of Scar's gang.
Yeah, that's a smart idea. If I'd let Scar in on a deal like that, he'd wind up owning the Jackson Ranch. I can't afford to let Brandon in on this. I'd pay through the nose to keep his mouth shut.
Maybe there's someone else who would like to pick up some easy cash.
I've sounded out a couple of strangers, but Dad ratted Molly when they come out and ask point blank what they're to do. I don't dare tell them.
What the?
Hey, who in thunder?
No, that's not me. Don't draw. Let me tell you, you've got to hide me.
What blazes are you?
Where'd you come from?
They're coming fast. They'll be here in a second. I lost my horse. You got to hide me.
Hide you from who?
Who's coming?
I'll tell you everything later. Just hide me, that's all.
Is the law after you?
No, not the law. It's a masked man and a redskin. Please hide me. I'll make it up to you.
Why are you chased?
I'll tell you everything later.
Were you seen ducking into this house?
No, I don't think so. I can explain everything. Honest, I can.
There's some old blankets over there in the corner. Go get under them.
Here, thanks.
Cover them over, Marty.
Sure.
We'll hide the critter until we find out more about him. Who's there?
I'm looking for someone.
What the?
Masked man.
Come on in, Tonto. We'll search this house.
Now, see here. You got no right to come in here like this. This is my home.
Sorry,
You can't come in here, I tell you.
but we're in here. Tonto, see if he's in the next room.
Who are you looking for?
We're chasing a man. He may have ducked in here to hide.
Well, by
Watch
thunder...
it, mister. I'll go for a gun.
Oh, no. Sure not. Well, go on. Look around if you have a mind to.
That's better.
Who are you looking for?
His name is Trig Norris.
Trig Norris.
You mean he's in this vicinity?
This is where I'm looking for him, isn't it?
There's $1,000 on his head.
Yes. $1,000 of reward money. Honest money.
Likely an unusual kind of cash to be in your pocket, huh, mister?
Cash is cash. Well, he doesn't seem to be around here. Is he in there, Tonto?
No, not in another room.
What makes you think he came in here?
He headed this way after he left his horse. He might have cut over toward the arroyo instead of heading toward the house. Come on, Tonto. He can't get far on foot.
We find him.
Sorry to disturb you, mister. Adios.
Well, of all the...
I'd like to know who that hombre is.
Whoever he is, he's mighty gunslick. Did you see his hand move when you started towards your firearm?
Yeah, and I changed my mind right sudden. So it's Trig Norris we got here. And $1,000 reward money.
Will that be enough to pay off what you owe Scar?
No, but I got other ideas. Come on, Trig. The coast's clear. You can come out from beneath those blankets now.
Are you sure they're gone?
Yep. They just rode off.
I sure appreciate what you fellas did. You saved my neck.
Grateful, huh?
I'd been caught, I'd have been done
Yeah. I know what's waiting for Trig Norris when the law gets him.
for. I hate to think of it. I heard that critter mention my name.
You got that nickname from being fast on the trigger, didn't you?
Now, look here, mister.
I guess you savvy that me and Marty could turn you in and collect a pretty big reward.
I don't think you...
Take it easy now. I didn't say we'd do it. It all depends on you.
How's that?
$1,000 isn't enough for me. I need a lot more than that. You can help me get it and earn yourself a piece of change.
What do you want done?
Sit down. I'll tell you all about it.
All right.
There'll be a new owner arriving at the Diamond J Ranch sometime tomorrow. Her name is Abigail, and she's inherited the outfit since old man Jackson came to her.
Abigail Jackson arrived at her ranch the following afternoon. She was pleased with the West and particularly pleased with the well-kept property. After supper, she sat on the porch and watched the sunset beyond the distant hills while she discussed affairs with Maggie Meggs, the housekeeper.
So you think you're going to like it here, eh, Miss Abigail?
Oh, yes, indeed.
You'll travel quite a spell before you see a finer outfit than the Diamond J.
Why, I haven't seen anything to compare to it. Have you worked for my uncle long?
Yep. Been around here for the past 15 years. Me and old Caleb, he's the top hand, came here together.
I hope you'll both stay on and work for me.
Mm-hmm. Thunderation, honey, we were hoping you'd say that. This here place is home to both of us. You know, you own a fine ranch with the best beef in this region feeding on it. You've got first-rate buildings and a doggone good string of saddle horses. There's just one thing you got to worry about.
Why, what's that?
Your kin.
Kin?
Yeah. You got a shoestring relation by the name of Purvis living east of town. I don't know just how he's related to you, but there's a tie-up somewhere.
Well, perhaps I'd better get in touch with him.
No, don't do it. He's 99% no good.
Oh.
He runs a little stove-in outfit that don't amount to nothing. It sure as shooting don't pay him off so's he can spend the money he spends. You take my advice, honey, and have nothing to do with Purvis.
I see.
But watch out for him. And here's why. If you hadn't inherited this outfit, he would have. Fact is, it'd be his tomorrow if something happened to you.
Oh, I see. Oh, someone's coming.
Yep. Must be around the side of the house.
Well, there he is.
Oh, Silver, ho!
Great day.
Oh, what a splendid horse.
Watch yourself, mister. I got a gun on you, and I'm not the only one. There's others of us on guard around this outfit.
You needn't worry about me.
Hey, that man is mad.
Oh, state your business and shove on, mister.
I just came to warn Miss Jackson.
Miss Jackson's right here on the porch, and if you got something to say, you say it from the saddle. We don't cotton to strangers.
You heard what Maggie said.
Please, let the man speak.
Miss Jackson, have you heard about Purvis?
Yes.
You bet she has. I told her what a varmint he is.
Here's something else you should know. He mistook me for a gunslinger. He wanted to hire my guns.
For what?
He didn't have nerve enough to get to the point, but I think he has ambitions to become owner of this ranch. Watch out for him.
But who are you?
I'm opposed to Purvis. That should make me a friend of yours. All right, boy. Come on, Silver!
It was later that night when the man whose money had been lost by Purvis at gambling dismounted at the rear of the Purvis shack. He tossed the reins over his horse's head, moved to the door, and rapped lightly 3 times.
That you, Scar?
Who'd you think it was? Open up.
Just a second. Come in, hurry.
Hey, who's this gent?
Trig Norris. You heard of him.
Oh,
Trig, this is Scar Brandon.
howdy. Howdy. Well, Purvis, give me the cash. I can't stay long this time. Have to get back.
Why, shucks, you aren't no real big hurry, are you?
I am.
Oh, sit down for a spell. Here, sit down here.
Can't. Just give me the cash.
Well, anyhow, you'll stop long enough for a drink, won't you? Trig, get down that jug off the top shelf there.
Leave that jug where it is. Purvis, what in thunder's wrong with you?
Oh, wrong. With me?
Look at me and stop squirming. Just get me the cash and... Say,
Huh?
have you got that cash?
Well, Scar,
Well,
Now, listen.
you should have $10,000 for me. Where is it?
Scar, you will get it.
Purvis, I heard that you lost some money. Did you lose ours along with your own gambling? Did you lose my money?
Scar, I lost.
But you can't pay, huh?
Not right now, but...
Why, you...
Wait.
Purvis, you know what I said would happen to you the first time you crossed me?
No, Scar. You'll get the cash. You'll get it just as soon as we kill Abigail Jackson.
The curtain falls on the first act of our Lone Ranger story. Before the next exciting scenes, please permit us to pause for just a few moments. Now to continue our story. Scar Brandon wanted the money Purvis had gotten from the sale of cattle stolen by the Brandon gang. He glared angrily at Purvis.
I'm not interested in Abigail Jackson. I want the cash. You lost it, Purvis, and I'm going to make an example of it.
No, please, Scar. Let me tell you.
What good's talk?
Don't do it, Scar. Don't.
Stop it, Brandon.
Why, you...
I said drop the gun before I let you have it.
You...
Thanks, Tree.
Scar, you act like a jughead. Now pick up your gun and put it in leather. You won't get your cash by shooting Purvis. If you two are partners, act like partners. Pick up that gun, I said.
All right.
Now put it in leather.
Looks like you picked up a handy critter here, Purvis.
I was trying to tell you, Scar. I'll get the cash I owe you. Trigger here is going to help me out on it. Now, as soon as Abigail Jackson is out of the way, the Diamond J Ranch will come to me.
You sure you'll get it?
Of course I am. Me and the girl are the only relations old Jackson had in the world. When are you going to take care of things for me, Trig?
I've got to work it out. It'll take a little time.
I'll wait a while and see what happens. But remember, Purvis, I get the cash or you get paid off in lead.
You will get the cash.
All right, then. Now, there's something else I've got to talk about. We're all set for the big drive.
Yeah?
It's a cleanup. We've gathered in every cow wearing a brand that can be changed to yours. The boys are bringing them through the hills in 2 herds now.
When will they get here?
In 4 or 5 days.
2 herds? You must have stole plenty.
Yeah, said it was a cleanup, didn't I? Sell these and I'm clearing out. But you don't have to worry. They're already wearing your brand. I got a buyer waiting to take delivery. All you got to do is put your John Henry on the bill of sale, collect the cash, and hand it over for the divvy.
Uh-huh.
And this time, no gambling with cash that's not yours, savvy?
I reckon I learned my lesson, Scar.
Good enough. And that's settled. Anything else you want to know before I leave?
Well,
Yeah?
I was just thinking, a deal like this is going to be mighty hard to make look straight. There's likely to be questions asked. For you, it's all right. You can hightail. But I got to stay.
Quit your worrying. Said you was going to get the Diamond J, didn't you?
Yeah, but
Well, when you own that, you'll be the biggest hombre around these parts. Won't be the law or anybody else going out of their way to bother you. Adios.
Trig.
Yeah?
How soon can you fix it so as I'll get the Diamond J?
I'm making my plans. I figure things will start getting lively in a few days.
The Lone Ranger and Tonto were camped on top of a nearby hill from which they could watch a distant rocky shelf halfway up the face of a cliff. They took turns sleeping so a 24-hour vigil could be maintained. It was in the middle of the 4th night that the Lone Ranger roused his faithful Indian companion.
Tonto, wake up.
Well, what happened?
Our watch has ended. Look over there near the cliff.
Signal fire.
That's right.
Please saddle up right away.
Yes. Steady there, Silver.
Easy. You ride too, huh?
We're riding in different directions, Tonto.
Me savvy.
We follow the plans just as we made them. I'm going to ride over to the Diamond J, and you know where you're to go.
Not right. Me know. A steady scout. Steady, fella. We travel plenty quick.
Leave our duffel right where it is. We'll have a chance to get it later.
We have chance if plans work out.
If they don't, we'll not need our duffel.
Be ready. Me go now.
Go ahead.
Get him up, scout.
Steady, big fella. Easy. Come on, Silver.
The period of waiting had been one of tension for the Lone Ranger and Tonto. It had been a period of restlessness for Purvis and his hired man, Marty. Purvis paced the floor of his shack while Marty watched.
Marty, how long has Trig been gone?
Let me see, Purvis. I'd say it's about 6 hours.
6 hours?
Give him time. It's a 2-hour ride each way to the Diamond J.
That's only 4 hours. If he skipped out
He
on
wouldn't
me...
skip out. If he wanted to skip, he'd have done it before this. He's had plenty of chance. Now, why don't you sit down and relax? Pacing the floor won't bring him back any quicker.
But if he didn't take care of things when he said he would, my alibi won't mean a thing.
Maybe you should have stayed in town a little longer. You wouldn't have been so fidgety.
I wish I had. I would have, but I wanted to be here when he got back. Marty, someone's coming.
That's probably Trigg. Now you can relax.
I've got to know. Yeah, it's Trigg. Say, Trigg, I'm waiting to hear from you.
Yeah, I thought you might be.
Did you take care of things? Did you get over to the Diamond J? Am I going to be the owner of that spread?
Now, take it easy, Purvis. Take it easy. You sent me to do a job, didn't you?
Yes, of course.
It wasn't much of a job. Didn't call for anything unusual.
Proof. I've got to have proof.
If it'll make you feel any better, boss, I'll ride into town and see what the word is.
Yes, you do that, Marty. I'll keep Trigg here until you get back. If the girl's dead, it won't take long for the word to spread. Go on, get going, and get back as fast as you can.
While Marty was on his way to town, Purvis kept a sharp watch on the younger man who had brought in news from the Diamond J. In the meantime, the Lone Ranger rode hard across the open plains. He maintained a steady pace until he reached the ranch house on the Rafter M.
Oh, Silver, oh, boy, whoa, steady, easy, big fella. Milford, come out here. I want to talk to you.
What's all the excitement? What's going on out there?
Come here. I want to talk about your stolen cattle. Oh, Silver, oh, boy, whoa, easy.
The masked man's next stop was a smaller ranch owned by a man named Hamilton.
If you've lost cattle, I want to talk to you.
A little later that night, the Lone Ranger was with the foreman at the Box M.
You're doggone right I've lost cattle. You being a masked man, I
You
figure
keep still and listen to me if you want to hear about your stolen cattle.
There were a number of other visits to ranches surrounding the town. In the meantime, Marty returned to Purvis' shack.
Marty, you wouldn't fool me, would you?
Thunderation, Purvis, why should I fool you? I've told you just what the situation is.
Everyone in town's talking about it, eh?
They sure are.
I figured the word had spread fast.
Everyone is saying it's a doggone shame that the poor girl had such a short life on the Jackson Ranch.
What are they saying about me?
Well, I don't get sore, Purvis. You asked for this.
Go on, tell me.
They're saying it's a shame that an ornery polecat like you has to come into the likes of the Jackson Ranch.
They're saying that, eh?
You don't mind?
Mind? No, I don't mind. I don't care what they're calling me. They'll change their tune as soon as I'm the most important man in this here community. They'll change their tune aplenty. Why, I'm rich. I can buy and sell anyone around here.
Yeah, I guess that's right.
Hey, look here, Marty. Is there any suspicions pointing to me?
No. But it's a lucky thing you fixed it so you were seen in town at the time the girl was killed.
My alibi holds up, eh?
Yep.
Who's that?
Look out that window, Marty.
Yeah.
See who's out there.
You can relax. It's not the law.
Well, why should it be the law? There's no reason for the law to come here, is there? Who is it?
You can see Scar Brandon and some of his men. There's a lot of others back in the darkness.
I'll let him in. Hi there, Scar.
Evening, Purvis. I've got a little business to talk about with you.
Come on in. I've got a lot to talk to you about.
I brought along that cattle I told you about.
Fine. I'm all set to handle them critters.
I heard a little talk around town. I guess you've inherited a ranch. Is that the case?
Yep. I'll be able to pay you what I owe you in no time at all.
See that you do. Now that it's to this cattle, here's the papers all set. They'll have to handle the sale of the beef the same as usual. And this time, when you get the cash, don't get into no card games until you've seen me.
I won't.
Where's this cattle from?
The usual places. We didn't hit any one ranch real hard. Just picked up a few head here and a few head there and ran them into the gully until we got the brands worked over.
Leave the papers right there, Scar. And turn the cattle loose on my range. You leave boys to handle it, won't you?
Sure.
Marty will take charge. Now there's one thing you've got to take care of for me.
What's that?
Trigg over here. He's in a position to make you plenty of trouble. Take him with you.
I savvy.
What are you talking about?
Can't afford to have you in a position to tell things, Trigg.
Now, hold on.
I sure appreciate what you've done for me, but I don't aim to be in no spot where you can talk and get me mixed up in the Abigail Jackson murder.
So that's it, huh?
Yeah, that's it.
What the? It's gunplay.
Sounds like a plenty of gunplay.
I'll see what's going on out there.
What is it?
Look! Look out there. There's a whole row of gunfire between my boys and the cattle over yonder. They're moving in. You hear that? The law.
What's the law doing here?
We've got to go help my boys.
We can't fight odds like that. Look over yonder. There must be 50 men coming this way.
Getting closer all the time.
Hold on, there, Doug. Calm down or we'll get every one of you.
That goes for you prisoners in the house. I give up.
We're surrounded.
Come on, boys. Close in tight. Hold your fire. I don't aim to get shot. Surrender.
They're all giving out.
They're surrendering.
Pack of yellow coyotes. They quit fast when they're outnumbered.
Take them in custody, boys. We'll go get the skunks that are inside the house. You come with me, Caleb.
I'm coming.
They may get me, but I'll take a couple of them with me.
No, you don't.
Oh, no. Oh!
Trigg. Trigg, you're shot Scar.
And the same is waiting for you if you make a play against the law.
There'll be no more shooting in here. Throw down your guns and give up.
Sheriff, listen to me. Thank goodness you got here in time. You saved my life. Scar would have killed me.
Save it, Purvis. We got all the evidence we need to put you away with Scar and the rest of his gang.
That goes for you, too, Marty.
Oh, no, wait. There's the man you want. That's the man that shot Abigail. He's wanted by the law. Trigg Norris.
You tell him, Sheriff.
Trigg Norris, my eye.
Wanted by the law, huh?
That young gent is Don Andrews, special detective for the Cattlemen's Association.
What?
But that masked man that was here, he
That masked man was working with him. He helped plant the detective here to get evidence against you. Made you think he was an outlaw.
That's right, Purvis. And when we saw that you were determined to kill Abigail Jackson, I took the job and spread the word that had been carried out.
Then she's not dead?
Nope.
He's not dead, and you don't get no Jackson range.
But that
He's
masked
the
man.
one that rounded up the ranchers to come here and help me collar your outfit. Patch up Scar's wound, Caleb, and we move these crooks to jail.
Yeah.
To think how we got took you.
Well, don't feel too bad about it, Marty. Better men than you have been outwitted by the Lone Ranger.
The story you have just heard is a copyrighted feature of the Lone Ranger Incorporated.
You've been listening to the OTR Gold Network. Find more classic radio at otrgold.com.